Welcome everybody to today's creativity session, a time to relax, a time to play, grab your beverage and unwind with me. This demonstration will be provided on my Procreate app on my iPad. However, you can follow along with any drawing tablet or just a plain and simple brush with paints. All right, let's get into it. So step number 1 is to establish your canvas, which is going to be a 16-inch by 20-inch format. DPI, which is the third selection down, I put 300. Okay, so we're going to start off with the background. And we're going to go into our layers and add another layer on top of our inserted image. Our brush, we're going to pick acrylic in the painting section. And we're going to make it rather large so we can cover a bigger surface area. In the palettes, we're going to pick a grayish color. I picked the third left on the bottom, a darker gray. You can use whatever you'd like. You can see that I'm kind of splotching it. You want it to kind of look organic, and don't worry about what it looks like now because we're going to smudge and blur it. Then I go in with a green color just to make it look more organic, and then add some light highlights towards the top, and then I'm smudging everything together right now. Now I go in with a finer brush and I add a darkened gray color as trees. Again, it doesn't need to look perfect because everything is going to be smudged out. You can see I'm fairly messy with this. Smudging everything together, and you can see it coming together more on the left-hand side here. And there we go. The next step, we are going to go back into our layers, add a third layer on top of everything where we're going to be painting our fox. So I just grabbed a kind of middle of the line orangey red tone, and I am just adding it to a select few areas. So on the side of the face, and then on the body of the fox around the eyes. And then I'll go in kind of with a lighter golden color, I guess an orangey golden color, and then I'm adding a few more variations of color throughout the painting. And then a lighter golden color. And then I go in with a gray wherever the white is going to be on the fox. The idea is to avoid black and whites for now and just use color tones. And don't worry if it looks messy, like have fun with this, because once you blend it all together with the smudge tool, everything will look great, I promise you. I just go in with a dark gray here just to establish some of the outlines of the fox. There's dark colors on the eyes, the nose, the mouth, under the chin, the ears. And then this is where I smudge everything together, and then you can kind of see how wonderful this tool is. All right, so step number 5, nose and second layer of fox. So I'm just darkening up the nose here, and then I'm adding a few highlights. That color that I originally had wasn't dark enough. So you can see that I have to go to the palette and grab a black color. And just kind of filling everything in. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then a light for the highlight of the nose at the top. And then I grab that same color and I carry it through just wherever the light would hit the top of the fox. The key with fur is you want to establish many, many, many layers. And I think in total I used about 4 or 5 layers for the fur. Right now I am grabbing a dark gray color and kind of adding more shadow underneath the fox's chin where the light wouldn't be hitting. And then I carry that dark gray color down into the fur a little bit, kind of like establishing some texture. Like, they're pretty much scribbles. But again, don't worry, you're going to be smudging this all out after, and it's going to look fantastic. I just grabbed a orangey color, and I'm kind of adding a little bit more orange, especially around the eyes. In my reference photo that I was using, around the eyes was darker, so I really wanted to hit that. And then I use that same color and I carry it through. Instead of using dark gray as shadows, I'm trying to use this darker orange color instead. Okay, so step 6 is my favorite part, and it's adding the highlights. This is where everything kind of comes to life. You can see I'm very messily adding kind of short hairs on top of the fox's head, around the ears. And this is like all the points, again, where I said before, where the light would be hitting the fox. And it really like adds a more three-dimensional aspect to the fox as well, because you have those different layers of fur that you can now start to see come through. And you can just trust your gut. You don't have to follow this exactly. You just add wherever you think needs a little bit of texture. There's longer strokes I'm adding on the chest because there's longer fur that was there on my reference photo. And then on the top back of the fox was where more of the light would be hitting as well. And then I go in with my handy dandy smudge tool and I smudge everything together. Anything that looks like a scribble or too strong of a line is what I smudged. All right, so step 7, we're focusing on the eyes and adding black and shadowing to the picture. So I'm focusing around the ears, adding this black color. It looks harsh now, but once we smudge it out, it really feathers it in nicely. I'm adding the pupil of the fox, the little highlight, and I'm adding more shadowing around the eye. Here I go in and I'm adding color. So I start with a golden color, add it where that white was around the pupil, and then the shadowing, so a darker brown color in the creases. And you can play with this as much as you'd like, just adding highlights in different hues of oranges and yellows. We'll come back to the eyes in a bit. And I grab that black color again and I add it to some places, again, where there would be shadowing, where maybe the light wouldn't be hitting the fox's fur. So under the chin, a select few places on the fur, around the ears, and then the smudge tool here. With the smudge tool, you can really drag the color out from the eye to extend that darkened shadow around the eye. And I'm really softening any scribbles that I added in earlier. All right, so step 8, we're going to be focusing on that butterfly. So I took out at one point the inserted image or the template. So you can put it back in, or if you removed it at some point, put it back in. And I am going to just trace out the butterfly, and then I'm going to be adding darkened color around the wings, as you can see. Okay, so next I'm going to be grabbing kind of like a deep red color, and I'm going to start at the top of the wings, and then we're going to blend it in with another color, which is more of a golden color, orange color towards the bottom of the wings. And then with that smudge tool, we kind of just smudge it all together so it blends in very nicely. Next, I'm going to grab the black again, And we are going to add the veins throughout the wings. And then I'm going to add white highlights through the tips of the wings where the black is. So I went in and smudged just to kind of loosen up those lines a little bit more. And then what I ended up doing is going back in with the black paintbrush, and I went around the edges again just to crisp up anything that I accidentally hit with the smudge tool, just to make it pop a little bit more. I also went in and I wanted to fix up around the eyes again, and I added more shadowing. All right, the final step, step 9, is optional. I thought it was missing something, so I went in to my background layer. I went to luminescence and I picked the kind of light ball feature, white, and then I added kind of that sparkling effect in the background. And that's it. So thanks everybody for watching. Videos come out every Thursday.